Caspian Border. Caspian Border. Caspian Border! Is it the most beautiful map on Battlefield 4? I think it quite possibly is now. That's probably partly due to the fact that a lot of the maps we have on Battlefield 4 are really sort of dark, grey and a bit sort of dull, if I'm honest. I think there were a lot more vibrantly coloured maps on Battlefield 3 which were much more pretty to look at. You know, we had things like Seine Crossing and North Shore Canals where the sun was a little bit overpowered, much like the snow on Operation Locker. I reckon the same guy who made the snow on Operation Locker also made the sun on North Shore Canals, and that's his one job each time the game comes around: make a ridiculously overdone bit of weather, and then goes back into sitting in the corner eating glitter. But yeah, not only do I think it's the best looking map on Battlefield 4, it's probably now my favourite map. I've really enjoyed playing it since it's come out on Second Assault. Now this is strange because on Battlefield 3 it was by no means one of my favourite maps. I never played it for Conquest. I now think it works really well for Conquest simply because you can cut off the vehicle access to certain flags by raising the gates, or the, you know, the sort of little spiked diagonal things, which I think they've called them gates, although I think they can't really be called gates because they don't resemble gates, and that was a lot of gates in that sentence. But yeah, I think it works really well for Conquest, much better than it did on Battlefield 3. They've changed a few things, and the fact you can bring down the tower as well really makes a difference because it means people can only camp up there for so long. So I like the fact they've gone, well, here's your camping spot, your famous camping spot that you absolutely love to sit on if you were a bit of a bellend. But these guys down here who like to play objectives can take you down quite easily. But I also really like the domination version of the map. Now, it's quite big, and you'll notice on the background gameplay while I'm playing domination, there's sort of a big gap between kills where I'm sort of working it between. I find it's good to work between the flag at the petrol or gas station and the flag up on the hill, and use the downed tower as sort of like a tunnel to work your way between the two. Never run through the middle, never cross the river, sort of go around the outskirts and work between the two, and that worked really well for me. Now, people are complaining that they've just essentially taken a few flags from Conquest and slapped them in and called it domination. People think it's quite lazy, and they say the map is too big, but I really like it for domination. And I like the fact it's a big map, a big domination map, because it's a good change of pace. You know, every single domination map, well, pretty much every single domination map up until now has been really close, fast-paced, absolute mental, bullets flying everywhere, and if the one-hit kill bug is rife, it's very frustrating. Now, the good thing about Caspian Border is if it's slapped into the middle of a server, it's a really nice change of pace. You know, it's a bit slower, bigger maps, you can get more players on without it getting too overdone, too clusterfucked. And that big size allows much more room to sort of work objectives, work between them, and keep moving. It's contrast to Operation Metro, where if you play Conquest or Domination, Domination was a bit lazy with Operation Metro. They just cut off the spawns, basically, and gave you the same map. You play something like that, you can often find yourself having to stay in the same place, because if you move, you just get shot straight away and get killed. Especially, it seems the one-hit kill bug is quite rife with weapons like the Scar or the Ace. So, Caspian Border wasn't a map I was particularly looking forward to, but Domination I think is really great on it. And it suits me as a player because the online shooters I grew up playing were things like, I started with Call of Duty 4, after that it was just straight Gears of War and a bit of Halo until I got into Battlefield again. And Gears of War, that's a game that promotes people to keep moving and play quite aggressively and run at people. So I like to keep moving. It's in my nature on a shooter to want to keep moving, so Caspian Border suits me really well for that because you have to keep moving. If you stay in the same place, it becomes boring. You know, you can't shoot from one objective to the other, so you have to sort of work between them. And I think working between the one on the tower and the one where the Team Deathmatch map is based works really well, just working around the outside of the map. Also, for Team Deathmatch, it's basically the same as Battlefield 3. And again, I did enjoy Team Deathmatch on Battlefield 3, not as much as the others, but it works really well again. I know it's nice to play some classic Team Deathmatch maps where I know what to do. The only thing is you have to sort of overlook the DMR spammers, the fact that if you stood at one end of the road, you just got flying at your face all the time. I want to know who thought it was a good idea to buff the DMRs, and, you know, I really don't understand that, but that's a topic for another video. But what I'm trying to say is, I think Caspian Border is the best looking map on Battlefield 4 now. It really does look staggering. And also, it's now probably my favourite map. I do really enjoy playing all game modes on it, actually. I've played a bit of Rush as well, and I very rarely play Rush, but I did quite enjoy it. Or at least I enjoyed it as much as you can enjoy Rush on Battlefield 4. But basically, that's what I wanted to say to you. I want to know what you think about Caspian Border. Is it one of your favourite maps now? What do you think the best looking map is? What's your favourite map? And I am finally going to bring back the dog tag giveaway. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about the delay between these dog tag giveaways. I've finally got a chance to get it sorted again, and I've picked a winner, and his name is MCG Wrath. Now, I think I may have spoken to you either on Twitter or Facebook before, so you don't have to leave me a comment on here if you don't want to, but you can get in touch with me on Twitter or Facebook and I'll sort out these tags for you. For anyone else who wants to take part, just leave me a like or a comment on this video or on Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description. Don't be concerned if you can't get in touch on YouTube, if you haven't signed up to Google+. I think today's winner actually got into the hat through getting in touch on either Facebook or Twitter, so don't think you'll have less chance if you do it that way. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video, you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all very soon.